Welcome. How are you doing today? All right. In fall of 2018, a psychiatrist that I was seeing diagnosed me with soft bipolar disorder. And before I'd gotten that diagnosis, I just thought well, I've got depression and a bad personality. I mentioned that to my psychiatrist, and my psychiatrist said, Danielle, I gotta tell you, I don't think you have bipolar disorder. So I asked my current psychiatrist, okay, what the fuck is wrong with me? And she said, my diagnosis for you is major depressive disorder with mixed features. Oh, what a sweet way to say you have depression and a bad personality. Just as I suspected. So, feeling irritable this morning. It's one of those mixed features. Irritability. Watching a couple of videos this morning, people talking about things that I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I don't have my shit together at all. But people walking around the world doing grown-ass person shit, and they don't have a fucking clue. It's like they're trying to flex like they have some power or knowledge and can do something, but you can tell just by the way they're talking about it, they're wrong.
Just so you know, we will be suing you.
They're just fucking wrong.
Facebook knows what you did to us.
In my last video, or maybe the one before, I complained about Gabby Hanna in this dumb situation with Gabby Hanna in the fandom, which I said before and I'll say it again. If you are over 30 and you're a Gabby Hanna fan,
I am a fan of Gabby Hanna.
what the fuck is wrong with you? So I watched this latest Gabby Hanna video, and Gabby Hanna's videos have been increasingly and more frequently just defensive. She's created many videos going on strong defense.
I am the fucking victim.
That's not a good look. If something happens and you need to address it, address it. But if it gets to the point where you have to keep doing it over and over again, you should rethink yourself. So, effectively, essentially, allegedly, I don't know, but the way Gabby Hanna's talking about, people have been hacking her and stalking her and harassing her and putting her at all these disadvantages since spring of 2018. I'm not discounting. Her feelings are valid, right? But it sounds to me like she thinks she's being gang stalked.
Fuck all of these people for what they've done to me.
Which, when I first heard about gang stalking, I was like, oh my god. But then I realized, there's no fucking way that many people would be that dedicated to gang stalk a person. That's a lot of effort. And, you don't get paid to gang stalk somebody. And I'm sorry, Gabby, but you're not that important.
I wanna be special.
And most people don't know about you outside of YouTube. In fact, it's only been within the last 6 months that I knew Gabby was on fucking YouTube to begin with. And when I saw her on YouTube, it was because someone was talking about some fuck shit she'd done. And I was like, oh, dude, I remember her from Vine. She wasn't funny. So she's clearly very paranoid and shaken by events that have happened and the way that she perceives them to have been coordinated. And she's talking about how, I had all the things I needed to sue these people. And my lawyers told me that if I went forward with all of my evidence in a civil suit, that I would be likely tied up in this for several years.
You're gonna be in a lawsuit with these idiots for years.
And I decided that I don't want to deal with it for several years. Well, honey, you've been complaining about it for a few years, right?
Manage your expectations.
I don't know. But that's the thing that it sounds so stupid to me. Where it's I could sue all of these people. Well, if they're doing the things that you say that they're doing, you wouldn't need to file a civil suit. This would be a fucking legal matter. So when you're talking about all of these things, People just think they can sue anybody for anything.
Sister friend. I don't know about that.
And you can't. Take this from someone who I got served an eviction notice. The constable banged on my fucking door and served me an eviction notice.
Oh, you're gonna put me out? Well, I ain't leaving, motherfucker.
I went to court. I didn't spend any money on that. I didn't hire legal counsel. I just showed up at court and I won. Like, I'm not good at really anything, but I'm not a completely uninformed, delusional wackadoo. I was watching another video that irritated me because it was talking about civil legal matters. And this girl says she bought a house and she didn't check her options.
You need to meet with multiple people when it comes down to serious situations like purchasing a house.
I don't know how things work where she lives, but
I speak fluent American.
the girl's talking about how she bought this house and the house, it flooded really badly and it got a bunch of mold and she couldn't afford to do anything about it. And she's saying that like the former homeowners had to have known about the problem and they like knowingly sold them this house without disclosing these issues. She consulted with lawyers about trying to sue the former homeowners about fraudulent, negligent selling of the property without disclosing. And the lawyers said, you know, this is going to cost you more money than you're going to be able to get out of them. I can take the case, but you don't really have much of one. She said, if we can't get money out of them,
At the very least, they should go to jail.
now darling, that's where you're fucking dumb.
The law doesn't care.
They can't go to jail. That's why you're pursuing civil action.
There would have to be proof that there was a law broken.
If you don't have a recourse, if you did have a legal one,
Call the cops, motherfucker.
you could still probably go after them in a civil suit. You know what I mean? Good example is that like O.J. Simpson got acquitted, but the victims' families still took civil action and won a settlement, I think. I don't know if they were able to collect it. I don't know if he had any money to give them. And that's the thing is like, people can sue you. That's not a guarantee you're gonna get that fucking money, bro. You can't get money from people who don't have it. Here's a smart thing to do. Don't get anything in your name. It's a good protection. I used to work for a guy who owned the company that I worked for, but he didn't have a single fucking thing in his name. On paper, he works as a part-time janitor for a private school that doesn't exist. That's how you evade taxes. And I could be perfectly wrong about a lot of this, but as my understanding, I would be just as perfectly wrong as Gabby Hanna and this other girl. I want to thank you for listening. I feel like forgiveness is very important, so I want you to forgive yourself for the time that you have wasted watching this video. And have a good day.